Someone once said that you can't go home again, but they lacked vision.
What about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't. Remember when you had to like spam cities and say, need a tank, need a tank, need a tank during the Burning Crusade days? You don't remember that because now you just push a button that says go to the dungeon.
Some people have always said you would never be able to experience the feeling of playing World of Warcraft for the first time ever again. In 2019, when Classic WoW launched, I think a lot of us were able to experience part of that feeling, or at least go back and relive the nostalgia and relive many of those memories. Even for myself as well, I was able to play a version of WoW where I started playing way back when, but I had no idea what I was doing back then. Meanwhile now I understand the game more and was able to do more things in the game itself. Now I bring this up because we are at the moment at a very crucial moment in Classic WoW's future, where we can either keep going down the path of Mist of Pandaria Classic, Warlord of Draenor Classic, and maybe even go all the way to currently the War Within, and having to go through times like BFA, Shadowlands, you name it. Or we can go down the route of Classic Plus. Now we recently had a private server, or still have as well, Turtle WoW. To many people, Turtle WoW has been able to captivate that feeling of playing World of Warcraft for the first time, or alternatively, both giving you some feelings of nostalgia and mystery at the same time. The thing about Turtle WoW, for example, is that you are still playing Classic WoW, but there's always a feeling of you haven't done everything, and there's something new to discover, something that Classic WoW hasn't really been able to captivate outside of Season of Discovery, which to be fair was really great by the way, especially Phase 1 when everything was brand new. There's this feeling of you're exploring something. Classic WoW, regular Classic WoW, Anniversary as well, you're always reliving old memories. It is only based on nostalgia, and maybe some people did miss out on those expansions way back when and are playing them now for the first time, but mainly it's a play on nostalgia and loving those expansions back in the day. That being said, Classic Plus brings something completely new to the table. It is the feeling of mystery. When it comes to you playing World of Warcraft for the first time, you stepped foot into a large world, and you had no idea what to do. The game was not figured out, you didn't really know what class was going to be top DPS, you had no idea about the path to level 60, you had no idea which dungeons you were doing. You were just playing a game, experiencing it for the first time, and simply having fun, exploring new things. It is something that World of Warcraft has been missing for a long time, especially Classic WoW, and I feel like for a lot of us, retail just isn't the same. And I get this quote all the time: if you want something new to explore, simply play retail. And to me that is just such a bad quote, because like, I like Classic. I do like all versions of WoW, but when I want Classic Plus for new gameplay, I don't just want retail. I want some new content in Classic WoW, and that is not me trying to say that I want to play retail, right? Those are two completely different things. Now the reason that I bring this up today is that we are at a crucial moment in Classic WoW's future where either we can go down the path of just reliving old expansions, or we can get Classic Plus, which I believe is the absolute future of Classic WoW in general. They kind of have to do Classic Plus right now, or Classic WoW will be a dying game, and the one way to bring people back and bring in new players as well is simply giving us Classic Plus. That being said, which Classic Plus are Blizzard going to give us? Will it be based on something like Ascension's Bronzebeard server? Will it be based on something like Project Epoch, or are they going to go down the route of Turtle? And the reason that I bring this up as well is that Blizzard recently did a lawsuit against Turtle, and that lawsuit is still ongoing by the way, and in that same lawsuit it looks like Blizzard are trying to literally get the assets that Turtle has been using to make their version of Classic Plus. And when it comes to me and thinking about Blizzard's Classic Plus, I don't just want them to copy and paste Turtle's work. Like, sure, they are stealing back what Turtle already stole, but in this case the Turtle team has also spent a lot of time in developing the new things as well. Like, think about all the new dungeons, all the new quests, the new zones and things like that. Like, if Blizzard is accusing Turtle of stealing from them, what are they doing at the moment? They're trying to legally steal things from Turtle as well, to then potentially republish it as their own, with minor tweaks, might I add. Now, we have seen a massive push in social media for Classic Plus recently. I mean, I've been a part of that as well, and other YouTubers as well, but even just players. A lot of people right now do want Classic Plus, and we can see that by looking at, for example, Turtle WoW's growth over even the last year. It has doubled and quadrupled in popularity over the last year alone, and hit new peaks that are nowhere near the old peaks. Like, we have gotten so many new players checking out other alternatives right now because people are asking for Classic Plus, and Blizzard has been refusing to give it to us now for a long time. It feels exactly like in 2016 when people played Nostalgias and players were asking for Vanilla WoW. They asked Blizzard for it and they said, you think you do but you don't, as if they know better once again. In this case, people have been asking for Classic Plus now ever since Wrath basically ended, because Cataclysm to me marks the end of Classic WoW and the beginning of retail, and every expansion after Cataclysm just becomes more and more retail-like. I mean, Mists of Pandaria is super retail-like, by the way. Even the raids as well, it just feels way more like retail. It is not exactly retail yet, but it's definitely getting there. And if we go to Warlords, that is even more retail-like. It just gets further and further away from Classic every single expansion. So people have been asking for Classic Plus, and Blizzard has simply refused to give it to us. And that leads players to check out other alternatives, because when you are asking for something for years and people just don't give it to you, you're going to check out something else that offers that experience. In this case, that would be Turtle, would be Epoch, would also be Bronzebeard. There's a reason why Epoch had so many players at launch that they couldn't even launch. And there's a reason why Turtle is at the moment so popular that Blizzard is trying to sue them and steal their work. Now, Blizzard did try to give us something equivalent of Classic Plus by giving us Season of Discovery, but in my opinion, the problem with Season of Discovery lies in the name. You're calling it a season, which means from the start, people know this is going to end. And when it comes to MMORPGs, knowing it's going to end is such a big turnoff, and especially for Classic Plus, because one of the main things people are asking for in Classic Plus is horizontal progression, investing your time and knowing that if you take a year break, your time invested will still be valuable, and you can come back, pick up the character, and not feel like you're behind the curve or anything. So, to me, Season of Discovery was antithetical to what Classic Plus should be on a baseline. Because in Season of Discovery, if you played for 6 months and then took a year break, the game was dead when you came back, literally dead. There's nobody online, well, very few people online, but in Classic Plus, if you play for 6 months and take a year break, there should be a content update with a couple of leveling dungeons and maybe one more max level dungeon out, and thousands of people playing actively, and you're not far behind. It's like, it shouldn't be a vertical progression curve. It should be horizontal progression, and your time should be valued. Classic Plus to me is an eternity project. Instead of giving us Classic Plus as a one-time launch, they should give it to us and keep improving it over time. Give us like an update after half a year that gives us a dungeon or a zone, and then half a year more, 2 more zones. After one more half a year, a raid. After one more half a year then, arenas or a new battleground. I don't know, like, keep adding things to the game over time. Even in 5 years we could have a small update coming out, right? So, with that being said, I kind of want to ask you guys, what is your ultimate version of Classic Plus? Let me know in the comments down below, because when it comes to Classic Plus, like, this video is just to get us, everyone, thinking about Classic Plus, and what our version of Classic Plus is, because to me, it's a horizontal progression, Classic Plus, with updates coming out all the time. Season of Discovery to me felt so much not like Classic Plus, simply due to being a season and knowing it was going to end at some point, and we also had Phase 8 being the last phase. If Season of Discovery was going to be Blizzard's Classic Plus, it should number 1 never have had the name Season in it, and number 2 no Nightmare incursions, by the way, like absolutely throw those really far out, and also there should have been a Phase 9, and a Phase 10, and a Phase 11, all the way to like Phase 20. It is just like, you don't have to add those phases every 2 months. You could even have a 6-month break between Phase 8 and Phase 9, and it would have been fine, as long as you tell us there will be more updates coming out at some point. So I will say, Blizzard is very likely working on a version of Classic Plus, by the way, and I really want to know what that is going to look like. Will it be a copy and paste of Turtle? Will it be a mix of Season of Discovery and Turtle? Nobody really knows, but I want to hear what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Kind of a different video today, just wanted to talk more about Classic Plus and like, yeah, just talk about Classic Plus really. So once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments and follow me on Kick if you haven't yet. We're doing daily live streams over on Kick. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more videos in the future. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.